Hey everybody, this is Jason Samkoviak with the Traditional Bowhunting and Wilderness Podcast, and I just got done doing a podcast on traveling with traditional equipment, and I wanted to take a second and show you my bow tube that I use to carry 2 longbows in that I was explaining in that podcast. Now what's nice about it is it's incredibly lightweight. It's made out of thin wall PVC, 4-inch diameter thin wall PVC. I made this about 10 years ago, and it works like a champ. I've had a few other ones that I made that were made out of thicker wall, and they had the twist knob cap that was on it, and that knob would, depending on the humidity and stuff, would sometimes get stuck, and I'd have to borrow a pair of pliers to get it off of there. And then I actually had a cable lock that I ran through that. TSA would cut that cable off, and then they wouldn't screw the cap on tight, and by the time you got it, it was about to fall off. And so over trial and error, this is the system that I came up with that works best. And what's really nice about this is this one, it weighs, I'm going to say probably 2-3 pounds. It's ultra light, being thin wall, and yet it is rigid enough that, I mean, you cannot, you're not going to hurt it whatsoever. So it really protects the bow as well. This one, as you can see, has been through the ringer. It's been through about 8 different airports, and it's been shipped 4 or 5 different times through UPS and through priority mail. So it has been through the ringer, and it's held up well. And knock on wood, every time I've used it, my bows have come back in perfect condition. I can fit 2 of my Robertson longbows. I put the bows into a cloth bow sock, and I can slide 2 longbows in here along with socks and underwear and other equipment as well too. And I'll show you a little bit about my cap system here. It's just really incredibly simple, and TSA doesn't give me a hard time about it. I don't have to deal with them, again, cutting my locks off or not connecting things right. It's just a real simple system. All it is another cap like I got glued on the other end. And then what I did is I originally put slots, because when I originally made it, I had strapping in here, kind of the same webbing that I have here on the handle set up, that kind of stuff. But I switched it to rope. It was easier for them to understand and not have to worry about buckles. Again, TSA, just trying to make things as easy as possible so they don't give me a hard time or mess things up or forget to connect it. So I just used regular rope. What this does here is I'll show you how I connect it and tie it off on there. Let me actually set this down for a minute so you guys can see. And right about there, and then basically what I do is take the cap, just stick the cap on the bow, tap it on, or on the case, and then just pull your strings tight, and then just tie them. I put a tie right there, put a loop in it like this. I got enough slack to double knot it, and there it is. It's not going to come off. It's not going to give me any fits. And for them, once they get this and they see it and they want to look in it, they're going to just untie it. Once they untie it, they'll just open it up, check what's in there, and then they'll retie it back up. So it works like a champ. It makes it really easy and convenient for them so that they don't screw anything up. And I love it. Like I said, this arrow tube, or bow tube, has been through more things than I can imagine, and of all the different types of ones I have come up with, this one by far seems to be the best. And again, I've been using it for about 10 years because it, in its current state, seems to be about as perfect as I can make one, so I haven't tried to improve on it any. But again, there's a podcast that's going to cover traveling with traditional equipment, and some tips and pointers in there for you about traveling on commercial flights, traveling on bush flights, all sorts of things. So check it out. But I wanted to explain and show a little visual support for that bow tube that I was talking about. So we'll be back with more stuff soon. Thanks for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.